Okay, so here it is, Earthquaker Devices White Light. They only came out with 2,000 of these. It was a limited run reissue. Did you miss out? Is it worth picking one of these up on the used market for an inflated price? I actually have pretty mixed reviews about this pedal, and it varies greatly as to how much I like it, depending on what guitar I run through it. So let's hear it with some single coils using a Fender Stratocaster. Then we'll use the S2 594 by PRS, which has classically voiced humbuckers. And then we'll use some EMGs. I'd like to know which ones you prefer out of those three. Let's get into it. All right, so let's check out this White Light by Earthquaker Devices. As you can see, I've got the gain pretty low here as well as the level. The compression is flipped up, and then we'll kind of play around with all three of these controls as well as the weight control so you can see what's going on here. For reference, I'm playing through the Victory V140 Super Duchess in the high watt 100 watt mode. Here's my clean tone on the neck. Bridge, because we'll inevitably be doing both. Okay, now let's get into this pedal. So first of all, let's check out just how it sounds as is. I'm not going to mess around with the compression switch too much because it changes how the guitar feels in your hands. You know, the harder you attack with less compression, the more dynamics you have. The harder you attack with more compression, just the more evened out everything is. So you're not going to hear a difference with that. Just know that I actually prefer it in the higher compression mode. All right, so let's just click it on and see how it sounds right now. So right away, you can probably hear that it cuts some of the bass, but we definitely get some grit already and a pretty good amount of overdrive with the gain below 9 o'clock. So that is way too brittle, that is way too bright. If only there was a tone control. Well, there's not. But there is a weight control, and from what I've been able to deduce through my interaction is it's basically letting you choose how much of those bass frequencies that have been taken away you want reintroduced. So let's go ahead and hear this. Okay, I may have spoke too soon. It did bring some of the treble out as it reintroduced those lower frequencies. Fattened it up for sure. And I don't know if it is the signal clipping that's cut some of the treble or if it's an actual EQ effect with the weight knob, but some of the high end has definitely been cut right there. I say the high end has been cut. I meant relative to when the weight was lower. It sounded way more brittle with the weight lower. Okay. See what I mean? Okay, so I prefer this with the weight cranked. It minimizes the jangly, brittle, overly crispy high end, and it gives me back some of those lower frequencies that I would rather not lose all of. So this is how it sounds right now with lower gain. That's on the bridge, neck. Nothing wrong with that sound. Sounds pretty good. It's not my favorite, but it's a good medium overdrive. We're at 9 o'clock on the gain, and it's already a medium overdrive sound. If I take it much lower than that, that's at 0. That is with the gain all the way down. We could probably get rid of some of that with lowering the weight. You can hear, although we've taken away some of the overdrive, it's way too bright and jangly. So I'm gonna put the weight back up where I like it. It's a heavyweight pedal, y'all, a heavyweight pedal. Okay, so let's see what this thing sounds like with some medium gain. It's a little fizzy, but if you like that, then that's fine. Forgive the sloppy playing. Yeah, that sounds okay. This is not my first time sitting down with this pedal. I played it earlier. I'm starting to figure out, for example, knowing how to use that weight control has been extremely helpful. While we have the gain at noon and the level compensating for unity, I'll just switch between the compressor modes so you can attempt to hear what's going on. So here it is in higher compressor mode. So you get more pick attack and some of the intensity and chaos of that pick attack and the harmonics they produce feeds through, but without changing much in regards to volume. Let's go to the lower compression mode. Yeah, so you get volume retained and you get the volume increase retained, as well as the intensity and the harmonic corruption or harmonic overtones that get fed into the intensity of the gain signal. Does any of that make sense? I hope it does. Yeah, I prefer it in the compressed setting. Do you hear the discrepancy though there between the bridge and the neck? I went from neck to bridge and it just sounds too crispy, too trebly, and I can't accommodate for that anymore because the weight is maxed out. But maybe if we go up on the gain knob, it's been a few days since I played with this pedal. I don't remember how this works, but I think if I go up on the gain knob, maybe we can change that. Let's find out together. I think that did help with some of the brittleness. Okay, that's better. That's better. One of the criticisms I had of this pedal when I first started playing it was that I had to crank the gain before I was really happy with it. But that's a poor criticism. That is exactly how I play all my fuzz face style circuits. So the fact that it's like, oh, it's a one-trick pony, you gotta crank it in order to get a sound that's good. There are great circuits where that is the exact case. And this does not have that problem. There are good usable tones from 9 o'clock to noon to 3 o'clock so far that I like. They're not my favorite on the Stratocaster, but when we go to some of the other guitars, you're gonna see that they're pretty good. So let's keep going with the gain. So on the neck, on the bridge, and then let's just crank the gain because I think this might actually be my favorite setting. So here we are on the neck. bridge. Just for one last sake of demonstration, I have moved the weight back to noon. It was maxed. The weight is on noon, so here it is on the bridge. Neck. Huge discrepancy in the upper treble frequency range. Maybe you need that to cut through the mix. I'm just saying, it's not my favorite. Let's move on. Okay, let's check it out through this PRS 594 McCarty S2. I probably gave that information in the wrong order, but it's an S2. It is a McCarty. It is a 594. And so it has a bit more classically voiced humbuckers. Let's check it out. Here we go, clean tone. Neck. Bridge. Neck. Bridge. That was with the gain on 0. Let's go to the neck. So something that I already love about this pedal with humbuckers, it took some of the woofiness, some of that lower mids, kind of muddy blanket over a speaker sound, and clarified it. That is with the weight in the noon position and the gain all the way down. Let's crank that weight back up. So it definitely provided some more overdrive there. Man, that's with the gain at 0. That's a little bit, okay, with the gain all the way down, that's a little bit too bright and piercing for me. Let's crank the gain to noon. Kind of woofy on the neck, but I wouldn't use that. I wouldn't riff on the neck anyways, so that's fine. Sounds good here. Go to the neck for lead. I like that. Last of all, let's just crank the gain. That was neck. That's bridge. Man, that might be too bright for me. Yeah, it has like a moaning, bewailing kind of sound on the bridge. I like that. And then a more, not smoother, but a more rounded kind of, I don't know how to describe that, but I like that lead tone. So With the gain cranked, I might bring it back some, but mostly cranked. I'm a fan of this white light with classic humbuckers. One last thing, let's see how it sounds with some EMGs. Okay, extra side note. The Stratocaster I played was tuned to E flat, the McCarty S2 was tuned to standard, and this is in drop C sharp or drop D flat. So tune it tune it E flat to E flat, and then drop that deep E flat down to a C sharp D flat. Okay. That's neck. That's a bridge. Okay, bridge pickup, and the gain is at, I'll just put it in noon. Who's playing EMGs with low gain? Someone out there. A little too bright for the neck. Let's go to 9 o'clock gain. On the bridge. On the neck. Okay, so the riffing, this feels pretty bright on the gain. Let's crank the gain. Here we are on the bridge. Neck. So definitely like the riffing on the neck or on the bridge more. And then I think I would do more lead stuff on the neck. Okay, so all in all, this pedal has a lot more to offer it than I initially found. I like it best with the EMGs. I like it second best with classic humbuckers, and I like it least with the Stratocaster, though the sweet spot for all those instruments, for my tastes, for my use, is with that gain knob cranked and the weight at full. So anyway, it was a limited run, 2000 stock. We'll see if they do another release at some point. I will probably let this pedal go. It was fun. I'm glad I got to try it out, but there's other things I'd rather do with my guitar budget. And until next time, make every note count.